Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle and Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Godwin Sunday. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nige Comsat. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. In a bid to enhance safety of Nigerian inland waterways, Minister of Marine and Blue Economy Adegboyega Oyetola has inaugurated a special committee on the prevention of boat mishaps in Nigeria. Speaking during the ceremony at the ministry's conference room, Oyetola emphasized the urgent need to stem the tide of tragic boat mishaps which have resulted in significant loss of lives and properties. He described the country's waterways as vital to commerce, transportation, and livelihoods, stressing that their safety and efficiency are paramount to the development of Nigeria's blue economy. Former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan has cited political tensions as internal crisis within the PDP ahead of the 2015 elections as the reason his administration did not implement a recommendation of the 2014 National Conference. Speaking during a condolence visit to the family of late Afenifere leader Ayo Adebanjo in Lagos, Jonathan acknowledged Adebanjo's key role in the conference success. He noted that despite initial superstitions about his intention, the initiative moved forward with the support of respected national figures like Pa Ayo. Journalists were prevented from entry into the Lagos State House of Assembly complex as the House is set to hold another plenary. The development stems from Obasa's return to the Assembly last week Thursday, insisting that he was still the Speaker of the House. Obasa was removed on January 13, 2025 by over 30 of the 40 lawmakers at the Assembly. The police command in Ondo State says investigations are ongoing into the assassination of a businessman, Ismaila Awoyinka in Ore, Odigbo local government area of the state. ASP Fumilayo Odunlami, the command's public relations officer, confirmed the assassination to the newsman in Okitipupa in Ondo State. Residents of Ore were left in shock after the assassination of Awoyinka, a building material dealer, by unknown gunmen. Benue State Governor Alia Yesend says vulnerable groups and communities are to receive more support from the state government in the areas of capacity building and provision of incentives to boost economic activities and drive empowerment. The governor disclosed this at the Thanksgiving service in honor of the Executive Secretary of the State Emergency Management Agency, Dr. James Lopo, in Sambe Vandekia local government area of the state. Felicity Ndere reports.
The Thanksgiving service was in honor of the Executive Secretary of the State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, Dr. James Yopo, and their son, the Executive Governor of Benue State, Hyacinth Alia, for the uncommon service being rendered to the state. Governor Hyacinth Alia, who acknowledged infrastructure and social support deficiency in the area, announced that the state government will install 2 500 kVA transformers in Tambi and 6 motorized boreholes in each of the 5 kindreds to solve the challenges of electricity and water. In order to provide a better future for vulnerable people, the governor donated 10 million naira to support 30 people with special needs in the area, in addition to providing them with 2 months intensive training. Paramount ruler of the Tiv Nation, His Royal Majesty Professor James Ayate and Most Reverend Isaac Dugu, encouraged the governor to ensure the implementation of the open grazing prohibition and ranches establishment law to check the influx of herders in Sankara, Kwandi and other parts of the state. The celebrant was filled with immense gratitude to God for his immeasurable blessings and protection.
Through my interaction with UN organizations, to how UN President Ibono student, Benue State today. And so we are happy that. And then, Federal has launched Tribute Solution Action Plan, which will now direct us how to move this IDP to ancestral home. So these are the joy I am sharing today as well, that the IDP are met and all over December. If we meet them today, they will also be thanking God that Federal is doing well.
He also announced the adoption of an orphan whose parents were killed in the Kwande attacks as part of his humanitarian service to the society. At St. Margaret Catholic Church, Chichi, Tsambi in Vanike local government area of the state. Felicity Ndere, Globe TV News.
The All Progressive Congress, APC in Benue State, has promised new and old members of the Party of Equal Opportunities in building a stronger house. The state governor, Ascent Alia, made the emphasis at a ceremony to mark the defection where thousands of defectors from different political parties joined the ruling All Progressive Congress in Lesse, Ushongo local government area of the state. Ogochukwu Mobono has more. The Christian Association of Nigerian in the 19 northern states and Abuja has condemned the closure of public and private schools in some northern states during Ramadan. While condemning the action of the affected states, the Christian body asked northern governors to match education with spiritual practice. The call followed the directive The National Association of Nigerian Students has called on the federal government to investigate the National Youth Service Corps over the non-payment of the newly approved 77,000 naira monthly allowance for corps members. NANS expressed disappointment that months after the federal government approved increase from 33,000 naira to 77,000 naira effective July 2024, the NYSC has yet to implement the payment. The Director General of the NYSC, Brigadier General Yeshua Ahmed, states that the new allowance was not implemented due to the non-release of funds. Benue State Governor Alia has described the death of a media icon and philanthropist Kenneth Gbado as a huge blow to not only the Gado family, but the entire state. The governor made the assertion at the burial of late Gado in Ihu Vandekia local government area, where he joined other sympathizers to pay his final respects to the deceased. Correspondent Felicity Ndere has details of the report.
It was a gathering of sympathizers cutting across different walks of life at Tegadu in Ihu, Vanike local government area, as they joined the governor to bid farewell to a personality many described as one who made tremendous impact, a committed citizen, popularly known as Kenny G. As an elder brother to the late Kenneth and Benue State Chief Executive, Alia acknowledged the selfless life of his younger brother, whom he said played a vital role in his emergence as governor of the state.
Very grateful to God for this visitation he has done to us by calling this young man home. Friends, remember the words we speak are prayers, because as God is everywhere, so are his ears. Everywhere he hears and he listens. This young man had buried himself way before today. Love of God. He just each time he came back from a trip, particularly at some holy site.
For the family, his demise is a great loss owing to his values. Reverend Father Simeon Ibe, in a homily, acknowledged the disease passing as shocking and attributed it to the nature of life and death, which he said should inspire those still alive to avoid being caught unaware. Father Ibe stated that Kenneth lived a short but impactful life that should be emulated. The cleric, like other sympathizers, prayed that God grants him eternal rest. From Vanica Local Government, Felicity Ndere, reporting for Global TV News.
May the soul of Kenneth gather rest in the bosom of the Lord. Drivers and owners of trucks conveying goods from the north to the southeast have protested against incessant killing of their members by suspected members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. They staged the protest in Jos Plateau State Capital, decrying that many of their members have been killed and their vehicles burnt in the attacks. The drivers under the umbrella of the National Union of Road Transport Workers marched with placards with different inscriptions such as "Stop Killing Northern Drivers." The Rivers State House of Assembly has given the state governor, Similaye Fubara, 48 hours to present the 2025 budget to the lawmakers. The lawmakers made the request during their sitting in Port Harcourt, the state capital. On January 2nd, Governor Fubara signed the 1.1 trillion naira budget into law after presenting it to the lawmakers led by Victor Oko Jumbo. However, months later, the Supreme Court ruled that Martin Amewule and his group were legitimate members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, ending the leadership crisis that had split the House. Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris has approved the reduction of official working hours for the state civil servants during the month of Ramadan. This is contained in a statement signed by the State Commissioner for Establishment, Pension and Training, Alwal Dongadaji, and made available to newsmen in Benin Kebbi, the state capital. Recall that the state government had earlier this week, as part of preparation for the fasting period, issued a circular directing both public and private schools to bring the second term to an end on Friday to allow the Muslim faithfuls to participate in the fasting. You're watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. When News Cycle returns, Zelensky says will not be simple to replace him as Ukraine leader. We have those details from the world of foreign, as well as more stories from business and sports segment for you right after this break. Please stay with us.
Do you know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
The news returns with business. Naira closed February 2025 with 8.5% gain month-on-month on the parallel market to settle at 1,490 Naira per dollar, while it closed at 1,500 Naira per dollar on the official market, indicating a 1.7% month-on-month decline. According to the monthly market report, the foreign reserve dipped by 3.2% month-on-month as it stood at $38.46 billion. CBN's efforts to stabilize the Naira, particularly through the resumption of payments for the verified portion of the outstanding 7.0 foreign exchange backlog. A French ambassador to Nigeria, Mark Fubestad, has reaffirmed his country's commitment to remain Nigeria's strategic ally in developing the solid mineral sector. He made this remark during a courtesy call on the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alake, in Abuja. Sharon Ajay has details.
The ambassador noted that France is fully committed to supporting Nigerians' roadmap for mining development, with a very keen interest in investing in the rapidly developing solid minerals sector. He said France has shown enthusiasm, commitment, and readiness to implement tangible projects.
Humbly, but with the trust I have in my country, I come to offer you to, if you accept, debrief a bit about what we can achieve now, what could be the next steps.
In response to the visiting ambassador, the Minister of Solid Mineral, Dr. Dele Alake, acknowledged France's frontline position among prospective stakeholders who have shown interest in the solid mineral sector. The minister shared his optimism that the long-standing and robust bilateral relationship between Nigeria and France will be further enhanced. The minister reiterated that the core agenda of President Tinubu's policy initiative has been the diversification of the economy with emphasis on solid minerals development. He highlighted the imperative of continued engagement with the French team to identify serious French companies interested in the mining sector, whilst also fine-tuning areas of collaboration to concretize partnership based on the earlier signed MOU.
So our own objective is to further enhance this relationship, and like I said, put a lot of things into actionable format, and then put a timeline so that we can put ourselves on the edge, so be on our toes, and be monitoring whatever that we are achieving as time goes on. Because as I told you, we are very, very much preparing for development of this sector.
Corroborating the ambassador, Deputy Head Regional Economic Department of the French Embassy, Carole Lebator, expressed France's readiness to fund projects in the mining cooperation and collaboration with the ministry to gravitize French companies for development of the mining value chain. Nigeria and France has signed an MOU late last year on the heels of President Tinubu's state visit to France to develop joint projects for promotion and diversification of the critical mineral value chain with emphasis on technical assistance, capacity building, and remediation of abandoned pits. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
The Nigerian Labour Congress has vowed to mobilize workers and citizens for a nationwide protest if the federal government proceed with its proposed electricity tariff hike, describing it as economic violence against the working class and broader Nigerian populace. This came as the National Union of Electricity Employees warned the federal government against plans to hike electricity tariff, saying Nigerians should not be paying for darkness. It accused the Ministry of Power and Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission of attempting to force consumers into higher tariff bands under the pretext of service improvement, while in reality deepening economic hardship. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery has announced that it will refund customers who purchase premium motor spirit petrol at rates higher than the advertised price from any of its key partners across Nigeria. The company says this move follows the refinery's recent reduction of its gantry price from 890 naira per litre to 825 naira per litre. In a statement, the refinery stated that this is part of its ongoing efforts to ensure that Nigerians are the primary beneficiaries of the price reduction and in line with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, which aims to stimulate the economy. The federal government has announced plans to secure a total investment of $122.2 billion to diversify the country's energy sources, reduce dependence on the national grid, and enhance the overall stability and sustainability of the nation's energy infrastructure. The amount to be raised between 2024 and 2045, representing 21 years, is to ensure energy diversification from the current electricity sources of hydropower and gas-fired thermal plants. It aims to diversify energy sources by incorporating hydrogen, solar technology, biomass, wind, gas projects combined with carbon capture, utilization and storage technologies, nuclear, solar and bioenergy. On the foreign scene, Mohammad Javad Zarif is Iran's most prominent reformist, has resigned from the government, saying he has been instructed to do so by an unnamed senior official. He implied the move was endorsed by the Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, although he did not name him as his resignation later. He did not name him in his resignation later as he stepped down as Vice President for Strategic Affairs. His departure a hammer blow to the still relatively new government of President Masoud follows the impeachment of the economic minister Amati as Iranian conservatives go on the offensive using the continued decline in the national currency as a reason to demand a change of course. Volodymyr Zelensky told British media it would not be easy to replace him as Ukraine's president, but repeated his offer to step down in exchange for NATO membership for his war-torn country. U.S. Republicans had suggested he may have to resign after U.S. President Donald Trump dramatically turned against him during a continuous Oval Office meeting about the war with Russia. Still on the foreign scene, France and Britain have not agreed on a partial truce plan for Ukraine, a UK minister says, after France's President Emmanuel Macron said it had been proposed by the two nations. Macron says that London and Paris are proposing a one-month truce in Ukraine, in the air, at sea and on energy infrastructure. Macron further said such a truce would not initially at least cover ground fighting. In sport, Ekiti State Governor Abiodun Oyebanji has pledged to support golf and promote its adoption among residents of the state. Oyebanji said that golf as a sport with immense potential could be beneficial to residents, including those of advanced age, due to its numerous health benefits. The governor, represented by his chief of staff, Niyi Adebayo, who spoke at Ekiti Golf Club, Ado-Ekiti, during the inauguration ceremony of Tolu Falayi as captain of the club and Ego captain inauguration tournament, reiterated his administration's commitment to sport development. And that's it on the news on Global Television. Don't forget a quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276, and free to air on Night Concert. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.